Welcome to this explainer. You know that feeling when your sleek, ultra thin smartphone just kind of stops working for you after a couple of years, like it's moving through molasses? Well, today we're unpacking a really fascinating analysis by technology manager and AI solutions architect Adeel Ali. We're going to dive right in and expose the deliberate corporate strategy that's hiding literally right behind the polished glass of our modern phones. So, I want you to think back just a few years. Remember when buying a phone meant you actually, truly owned it? You paid for the device, and that was basically the whole shebang. If you ran out of space because you took too many photos, no panic. You just popped in a cheap microSD card, and if your phone started dying halfway through the day, you just snapped off the back plastic cover, swapped the battery yourself in like 10 seconds, and boom, you were good to go. You had total control. But today, as our source material points out, that simple reality is entirely gone. There's honestly a stark contrast between the past and today. The past was all about true ownership, but today's defined by engineered inconvenience. Over the last few years, tech giants executed this very subtle yet incredibly lucrative shift in how smart devices are built. Apple really led the charge on this one, and Samsung, despite marketing itself for years as the consumer-friendly alternative, well, they followed right in their footsteps. What looks on the surface like sleek, modern design, we're talking fragile glass backs, sealed units, specialized tools, is actually a highly calculated business strategy. It's totally designed to squeeze recurring revenue from buyers who mistakenly thought they were making a simple, one-time hardware purchase. Let's look at exactly how they pulled this off. Right, so the first major casualty in the shift? The microSD card. As the tech analysis The Storage Economy points out, expandable storage allowed customers to own their files without paying smartphone manufacturers hundreds of dollars for storage upgrades or, monthly cloud subscriptions. Now, the manufacturers told us, they promised us, that removing expandable storage was absolutely necessary to make phones thinner or more water resistant. But as tech analysts at Some Gadget Guy highlighted, that simply wasn't true. Phone makers actually proved as early as 2014 that a device could offer full water resistance alongside expandable storage. Yet, within a few years, microSD slots were just completely wiped out across flagship lineups. It wasn't about design, folks. It was a calculated move to trap us in a tight hardware corner. And this is exactly where that trap springs shut. When your device doesn't have an SD card slot, you either have to pay hundreds of dollars extra upfront for a higher internal storage tier, or inevitably, you hit a wall. Usually, it's within a year of taking high-res photos and 4K videos, your phone is just full. Once that happens, companies like Apple and Samsung step in with a very convenient solution to the exact problem they created. They're essentially charging you a monthly ransom just to look at your own baby pictures. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. iCloud and Samsung Cloud aren't just features, they are toll booths. By eliminating a cheap $20 offline storage card, these tech giants successfully turned a one-time hardware sale into a continuous, perpetual stream of recurring revenue. You pay for the phone once, sure, but you end up renting the right to save your own memories forever. But wait, the trap gets even tighter when we look at the second pillar, which is hardware longevity. The basic reality of modern lithium-ion batteries is that they're consumable items by nature. After 500 to 800 charge cycles, which is roughly 2 to 3 years of daily use, they naturally and inevitably degrade. In the past, fixing this was a breeze. Today, replacing a simple degraded battery feels less like standard maintenance and more like performing a delicate, high-risk post-mortem operation where you need, a PhD, a heat gun, and a prayer. According to repair teardowns from iFixit, modern smartphones are bound together with specialized stretch-release adhesive strips, super intricate interior cabling, and fragile glass backs. Just getting into a modern phone demands specialized heat guns, suction tools, and precision bits. Doing this carries a massively high risk of cracking the screen or damaging internal parts. They've literally taken a naturally degrading consumable item and locked it in a vault. And because of that extreme lockdown, the financial reality is stark. Official out-of-warranty battery replacements now run between $99 and $119, so consumers face a really frustrating choice. You either pay these steep out-of-warranty manufacturer repair costs, or you try self-repair tools and parts, which, might save money but carry huge technical risks. When the official labor costs start to rival the actual residual value of your 3-year-old phone, you're being subtly but very intentionally nudged to just replace the whole device altogether rather than fix it. So this combination of missing SD cards and sealed batteries, it is not an accident. It's a highly tuned system. Let's walk through this engineered upgrade cycle step by step so you can see how they work together as a pipeline designed to force frequent upgrades. Phase 1 happens in year 1 to 2. Your internal storage fills up, and you're forced onto a monthly cloud storage plan just to keep taking photos. Then phase 2 hits in year 2 to 3. Your sealed battery naturally begins to fail, leaving your phone sluggish or randomly dying at 2 p.m. And then comes phase 3, which we'll call the decision. You check the labor and repair costs for a battery swap, you realize it's absurdly expensive relative to what the phone is even worth anymore, and you make the decision to just buy a brand new phone instead. Honestly, by locking down hardware accessibility and driving all of us toward cloud services, Apple and Samsung have totally redefined technology. We no longer own these devices in the traditional sense. Actually, scratch that. It's more like we are merely renting hardware that is designed to self-expire. It's an engineered ecosystem that puts corporate subscription models far, far ahead of actual user ownership and sustainability. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Are we just renting hardware designed to self-expire, all while paying a monthly utility bill to keep our own data accessible? I think it's time to call this corporate strategy exactly what it is. The next time your phone runs out of storage or completely dies right in the middle of the afternoon, remember, it's not a glitch and it is definitely not your fault. It's an engineered inconvenience designed with one ultimate goal: keeping you stuck in the upgrade trap. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this leaves you questioning your relationship with your devices and looking at your everyday hardware in a completely new light.